How's it going, people? SalmonSlab here, and there's been an update to the game. I noticed, you may have noticed that I haven't really been checking up videos. Basically, I've been messing about in real life. I've been trying out Linux and stuff, and that's another story for another time. Either way, update time. So, what are they updating this time? Well, Barbarian Assault, apparently, which they did say they'd do in the old RuneFest, which was, well, ages ago now. But they are actually getting around to doing it, and it is now here. So, in a nutshell, they're going to be remaking, well, I say remaking, they're fixing Barbarian Assault because it's been broken for God knows how long, and they're adding some new things, making it pretty, and the rest of that kind of stuff. So, with that said, what are they actually changing then? Well, as you can see here, they're adding a new hard mode to Barbarian Assault, which in and of itself is quite nice. Basically, this hard mode includes a new kind of mega boss at the end. This is the Penance King. So there, you do have that. They've also got some new rewards and stuff. This is 4 pocket slot insignias you can actually get from there, which will grant you benefits to combat, gathering, healing, and a lore book revealing the origins of Penance and the King. There's also charged versions of these insignias, which are basically powerful versions of them. So there's a couple of different things you can actually get from here. But here's your little pictures of the new stuff. That's what they're kind of based on. It's a bit better than before, let's be honest. So, Barbarian Assault, if you've never actually tried it, personally I've never been there because I've never needed anything from it, but it's a safe team-based minigame right up in the northwest of the map near enough. And this is where you'll fight these penance monsters, and it's quite straightforward. You take on a couple of roles. There's an attacker, a defender, collector or healer. You kind of work together to survive waves of attack. And yeah, that is in a nutshell Barbarian Assault. There's not really much else to it. Basically, you go in there, there's a couple of different rooms you can join up with people you want, and then random kind of deals. You pick your kind of position, so attacker, defender, collector, healer, and you have at it in a nutshell. And when you succeed, you gain honor points, which you can use to spend on rewards inside Barbarian Assaults. This will include stuff like penance, armors, weapons, as well as these new insignias and bonus XP, the kind of stuff. So yeah, there is that. So hard mode itself, the core element of the pitch was a very hard mode. This was aimed at challenging high level players with top end gear where you'd encounter the mighty Penance King. That's exactly what they've brought today with this. While setting up, the group leader can switch between normal and hard mode on the recruitment interface or through a right click option on the recruitment scroll. You can only access this by right clicking on the recruitment scroll. Everyone in the team must have defeated the Penance Queen since the rework to be eligible for hard mode. So even if you completed this before and you killed the Penance Queen before, you have to kill the Penance Queen at least once since this rework before you can start doing hard mode. So the first 9 waves will be significantly more difficult than before in hard mode, with larger swarms of penance creatures, all with upgraded abilities and stats improved over the normal mode counterparts. If it gets too difficult, you can switch back to normal mode during any wave though. However, you forfeit the option to fight the Penance King in the final wave doing so. So yeah, the rewards from this stand, getting a bit more detail, is the Penance Insignias, which we mentioned before. They're powerful pocket slot items, so they go in your pocket slot rather than actual equipment slots. And these will provide benefits related to the Barbarian Assault player roles outside of the minigame. Each has a permanent passive benefit, which can be temporarily increased by applying Insignia recharge tokens. The attacker's Insignia gives a chance to apply a damage over time effect in combat. The Defender's Insignia will increase your armor bonus. The Collector's Insignia will increase your luck with drops as well as agility and Barbarian Firemaking XP. The Healer's Insignia will increase your prayer bonus and the health restored by food. You can also gain a new title known as the Penance Slayer for defeating the Penance King. The account of Asa Felsdottir is the lore book chronicling the fevered dreams of its author, in which she discovers the origin of Penance and their king and blah 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 blah. Basically, it's a nice lore book if you're interested, and it'll cover the penance. I might actually cover this in penance. Oh god, can't sound so right. I might actually cover this in the lore episodes if I end up getting this book. So yeah, even if you don't do Barbarian Assault, eventually you can learn about it if I actually do the lore for it. So yeah, there is that. They've also updated existing rewards. The Penance Trident still has a chance of saving at least 1 rune when casting spells, and the Penance Master Trident has a greater chance. The Tridents now also act as water staffs, possess a special attack called Reap, which does up to 200% damage of your active spell. The Penance Horn and Master Horn are now just cosmetic items, as the double XP they used to give is now given through the bonus XP system. Other improvements they've did to this is all Penance creatures have received a gloriously slimy graphical update. Shout actions previously performed from the Penance Horn are now abilities and can be activated in the action bar. Penance combat stats are buffed to make them challenging, appropriate for today's game. The green and blue eggs have been made more useful. Action bars can be set up in the waiting room. Poison food and lures now stack in the inventory. The hammer from the tool belt now works within the minigame. Wave tickets will also now stack, grant access to lower numbered wave rooms, and are tradable. Interfaces have also been polished to make them clearer and a lot easier to use. In other news, 2 new seasonal high scores are starting today. This is the Total Penance Queen kills and Total's Penance King kills. So yeah, if you want on the high scores, best be going into Barbarian Assault. Don't worry, I'll sort out being able to actually speak one of these days. Oh my god. Well, then again, I suppose I am a fish, so you kinda gotta give me that one. Gotta let me off, like, you know what I mean? It's my second language. Either way, people, that's not the only thing coming. There's also a giant little patch notes, as you can see here. It's pretty big. Not quite as big as the last one. So, yeah. Either way, patch notes it is. Let's get into it. So, graphical-wise, the icon for the Mornagi in the player-owned house armor case has been updated. Some world map icons in legacy mode have been fixed. Players will no longer slide if they click Listen to Musician from a distance. The preview animations for Heart of Autumn and Heart of Spring now have a fixed angle. Cosmetic overrides will no longer be removed when a PK skull expires. The Chi Blast mining override now plays correctly in the lava flow mine. Illuminate Chathead in the NPC Contact Luna spell interface has been updated. Closing an interface tab no longer causes a different tab to be highlighted. An issue with the NPC chat overlay using the wrong graphical skins has also been fixed. Moving on to skills and minigames, weapons are now always sheathed when tending a bonfire. I don't know why that actually matters, but it's a fix, there we go. Quests and achievements, the Dagon of Mother can now once again only be killed with the Belmung weapon. The scrolling position of the quest journal interface now resets when switching quests to ensure the journal doesn't appear to be blank. The combat level for the Skeleton Warlock in the Restless Ghost quest overview has been updated. A typo in Examiner's dialogue during the dig site quest has been updated. Pinning tasks will no longer display a different task than the one selected. It's probably quite handy. Moving on to the miscellaneous stuff, this is where we usually get the nice things. Killing Commander Zilliana in hard mode will now count towards Soul Reaper assignments correctly. Good. The Armadillo crossbow has been removed from Kriara's reward list in the Beasts tab of the Adventure interface. A typo on the Beasts interface has been corrected. Any remaining spiders in the Araxor boss fight will no longer get stuck in the Phase 3 area during the Araxi fight. Players will no longer be moved to a block tile when entering the Araxor fight, which is causing them to not be visible to the boss when it spawns. The Deposit Beast of Burden option from the bank will now deposit all of the Beast of Burden items correctly. Meat from large animals other than cows can now be dried to extract sinew for crossbow strings. Players can once again claim multiple clan cloaks and clan vexilliums. Barrow's armor set effects are now displayed correctly if using the armor pieces of different charges. An issue with players having Completionist Cape trimmed and Completionist Cape being keepsaked at the same time has been fixed. The songs Hot and Bothered and On the Wing no longer play in unsuitable areas. Clearing several items in turn in the wardrobe interface no longer resets slots to the old override. Pickaxe overrides will be correctly cleared when removing items from the keepsake box. Raw monkfish now requires 62 cooking to actually cook and not 64. Probably a good thing. The click area on the Wilderness Canoe Station interface has been corrected to prevent players getting lured to the non-existent Treasure Island. Attempting to unequip an activated aura to the bank will now give a confirmation message. The size of the options menu has been increased to allow space for the Facebook logout checkbox. The chat tabs in Legacy will now flash blue for a short period and remain blue until the appropriate tab or all tab is selected. And now we have ninja fixes. Hopefully these are useful, they normally are. Abyssal demons have had their models and animations updated. Have you seen those? They look pink. Fire Fiends and Ice Fiend models and animations have been updated to use the God Wars models and animations. All Kurask models and animations have also been updated. The animations for Alchemy, Superheat, Enchant, Charge Orb, Bones to Bananas and Bones to Peaches have all been updated. The stunned animations also been updated. Players are now able to retrieve seeds from multiple plant pots containing saplings of the same variety. Snowy Night Butterflies now heal 975 life points. Players will no longer get overexcited when bloating or releasing toads. More messages have been added to the spam filter for when withdrawing items from a bank preset. An Araxor preset name has been added to the bank preset system. Selecting the assemble option on crystal key parts will now auto-assemble all key halves in the player's inventory. Mobilizing Armies minigame dwarf models and animations have been updated to those that are used outside of the minigame. And last but not least, we have engine fixes for the live game. A fix has been applied to stop players from being able to cause client disconnects via their pets. A couple of small performance improvements have actually been made. Good times. A fix to the interface scripts that were causing a client crash has been implemented. A change to the text cursor has been made to prevent it not being able to go to the start or end of the line in certain circumstances. And lastly, we have HTML5 fixes. An error with the HTML5 camera that was spamming errors has been fixed. Recoloring items from Solomon's store now works correctly within HTML5. So there we go, there is all that. So those are all the updates for today. Well, these are yesterday, but I could only start making these today, so yeah, today. Other news, I guess. Well, I found some interesting information about Jagex thinking about making a client, which is kind of interesting if it does pan out. I think that's pretty much it, RuneScape news-wise. Either way, I don't know. So, lore video could come up sometime soon, I have no idea. Probably tomorrow, maybe on Friday. Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. See what happens, like, you know what I mean? If I can get my hands on this Penance lore, then I'll have a little look at the Penance lore, and maybe I'll chuck that up. If not, it will be, what age are we on? Second age? It'll be Second Age overview thingy. So, yeah, there. Either way, last thing, whether or not you're interested, is they've added pets to Solomon's store. And, as you probably expect, it's based on the Barbarian Assault pets, so... There's a Repentant Ogre, Repentant Beast, and a Repentant Horror. Yeah. There we go then. Either way, people, I will catch you all later. Have a good one. Have a good one. Have a good one, man. Bye, boys.